Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Today I will just be basically talking about my experience in the social work program, which is offered at Ferris State University. So stay tuned if you want to hear more about it. For those who do not know me or who are new to this channel, my name is Francine. I am currently a freshman at Ferris State University. So today I'll be talking about my experience in the 110 classroom with Professor Post. It was okay. It was a good experience. It was definitely a class I would recommend for anyone who is going to want to work with people one way or another, not specifically in the social work field, but just want to work with other people, just because you learn more about people and why they do certain things. And it's just like a basic class I feel like everyone can take. So with that being said, let me tell you guys a little bit about my experience in this class. A few things I've learned about myself is that as a freshman, it was not the best choice for me to take 15 credits for the first semester. It didn't end pretty well. I ended up actually dropping out of one of my social work classes just because it was a lot on my plate and I wasn't used to going from high school where I had little to no classes to having a full plate of classes. So be wary of how many credits you're taking per semester, especially if it's your first year. As I was saying, guys, the second thing I've learned about myself while being a student here at Ferris is that I do not work well under pressure. No matter how many times I've kidded myself or told myself, oh, I'm going to push it to the last minute because I work well under pressure. No, that is not true. That's just me being a procrastinator, which is something else I have learned about myself, is I procrastinate really bad, which does not help me in any means necessary, but we live and we learn. So that is another thing I have learned about myself. Something else that I have learned about myself, which is really unfortunate, is that social work is not the field for me. Yes, I went into social work knowing that I wanted to work with people. Something I did mess up on is automatically going into the social work program not really knowing if social work was the field for me, because there's a lot of fields that you can go into which you help people. So being in the social work program while taking 110 and 130, I've learned that social work isn't really the field I want or need to go into in order to help other people. So I'm going to be brutally honest. Be real with yourself. Like, if you are in a class and you're taking classes for a certain field and you don't feel comfortable in that class, or like you don't feel like you're in the right field or you're learning the right things, figure out what you want to learn and what you want to go into, because at the end of the day, you're paying for them to teach you. So you don't want to sit and pay for something that you're not going to use 10 years down the line. Get your money's worth, sis. Like, take classes that you know are going to benefit you in the long run, that you're going to be happy doing in that field. Period. Because who paying 20 grand a year for classes they don't want to take? Not me. Moving on to talk about what I did well in the class or as a student in general while being here at Ferris for my first semester, is I can definitely say that I took a lot of notes in class. In fact, I rarely had to study for any of my classes because I did so well taking notes. Pay attention in class, guys. To make sure you take notes. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to remember it, because no, you're not. No, you're not, sis. 10 minutes after you've already learned whatever you've been learning, it's going to go from one year to the other. So take good notes, guys. That is definitely something I can say I did pretty well. Another thing I can say I did really well was attend class regularly. Specifically for this 110 class, we only met one day a week, which was on Tuesday. And so if you miss 2 days, that's like half a month. So I made sure I went to class every day. Something else I can say I did pretty well in Professor Post 110 class was participate in the class activities. Yes, sometimes it felt like I was the only one answering the questions, or I was the first one to always raise my hand to answer the questions, but that is absolutely okay. You want to be engaged. You want to show the professor that you are paying attention and that you are involved in the classroom. So participating in the class really helped me with remembering the information really well, so I didn't have to study, and just like engaging and getting to know other people and the teacher getting to know me. So that really helped. Okay, now let's get into the meat of this video and talk about the concepts of which we learned throughout this 110 course throughout the semester. So not that this goes in any particular order, but we did learn about the 6 core values, the social work code of ethics. We also learned about the 3 levels of social work, the plan change model, the working with diverse groups, and we also learned about the dynamics of intimate partner relationship, about the 6 core values. The 6 core values include service, the dignity and worth of a person, importance of human relationship, integrity. It also includes competency and social justice. So I'm going to go ahead and explain what each of those core values mean in my own words. Starting off with service. Service basically means providing service to your client and making sure that you are providing the most efficient form of it. And we also have social justice, and social justice is basically just being fair and equal to all your clients and providing them with all the same equal opportunities. We also have competency, and competency really just means being knowledgeable in your work of field and knowing that if you don't know something, you can go to someone else to find the right answer instead of providing your clients with false information and such. We also have integrity, which integrity means just being honest and having morals and sticking to those morals, because in the work of social work, it's really hard sometimes to stick to your morals. So just having the integrity and sticking to them really is a big part of social work. As I was saying, we also have the importance of human relationship. Now, it is really important to stress to your clients that it's important to have good, healthy relationships within their family, within friends, because a lot of times the clients that you're working with, they're vulnerable people. So making sure that they know how to have and maintain a good, healthy relationship is really necessary. And last but certainly not least, we have the dignity and worth of a person. Now, it is really, really, really important to stress that your clients are worthy and that they are someone important and that they are loved. Because at the end of the day, like I've said, you are working with vulnerable people who may feel like they are not of worth anything. So stressing that they are worthy and that they are a person is really important. And just like not judging them for who they are and for what they disclose to you is really important to show that they are worthy. Now, throughout the course of the Social Work 110 with Professor Post, we learned about the levels of social work. Now, there is 3 levels of social work. We have the micro, the meso, and the macro. Now, the micro is really just working on the smaller scale, which is like one-on-one, working with individuals, families, and just like couples. So really just like working one-on-one with the client. Meso is more on a bigger scale, but not too big of a scale because it is working with groups and organization. And then we also have macro, which is the biggest scale of them all, which is really just working with communities, policies, and social justice. Next, we have the ethical responsibilities of social work. Now, these are really different from the 6 core values. For example, social work have the ethical responsibility to the client, meaning that they have to maintain confidentiality with what they talk about unless it is of harm to themselves or others around them. They also have to keep a professional relationship with the client, meaning that the relationship they have sexually has to be professional and that they have to have a professional relationship outside of their counseling. Social workers also have the ethical responsibilities towards their colleagues. They have the responsibilities to respect their colleagues, and they also have to refer to their colleagues when there is something that the client need that specific social worker cannot provide. So they have the responsibilities to refer to their colleagues for this information. Social workers also have the ethical responsibility to be professionals. This includes being honest and showing integrity in the workplace and carrying themselves in a manner that is respectful of themselves and those around them. They also have the ethical responsibility to keep record of all that is talked about with the clients in the time that they're with the client, so it could all be on record. Next, we have the plan change model, and the plan change model is just really put into place so that you as the professional are able to help the client the best way that you're able to. And so the plan change model comes in 7 different steps, and these steps are basically just like the stages of working with your client. First, we have the engagement stage, which is really just like taking the time to listen to your client and to listen to see like what their issue is and like what they need. Next, we have the assessment stage, which is basically assessing your client and their needs, making sure that you know what they need in order for them to like grow as an individual, and making sure that you know what you need in order to help the client. Also, next we have the planning stage. The planning stage is really just like planning everything that you plan to do with your client and working with the client to make a plan in order to help them. Next, we have the implementation stage, which is basically just implementing the plans that you as a professional and the client have come up together to make, and implementing it into the client's life. Next, we have the evaluation stage, which is basically just used to like evaluate how well what you guys implemented into the client's life has been and how it's been working, and if it hasn't been working, you guys assess that. Also, next, following the evaluation stage, we have the termination stage. The termination stage is just basically the time with your client has ended and you guys have come up with a solution to the issue that you guys assessed in the beginning of your time together. And so the termination stage is just basically ending it, and basically that's what that is. And last but not least, we also have the follow-up stage, which is normally done about 3 months after you have terminated your time with the client, and it's just basically following up with the client to see how they're doing with their plan, if it's working, what's not working, and whatnot. So that is basically the planned change model. Okay, and to wrap this video up, I would like to discuss the population in which I would like to work with. But as previously stated in the beginning of the video, I'm no longer pursuing social work. But if I were to have been pursuing social work, I would most likely work on a micro scale level, just because I would want to work one-on-one with people, because I don't really do well with public speaking. So it would be easier for me to work one-on-one and give my clients the best work possible if it was one-on-one, instead of working with communities or with groups. So that is the population of which I would work with if I still continued my work with social work. Alright guys, and that is all that I have for you guys today. That was basically just my experience with the social work classes that I took here at Ferris State University, and just my experience with the Professor Post in her 110 class. I would recommend her as a teacher, FYI, if you ever decide to take social work classes at Ferris. But yeah, that is a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And oh yeah, in the comment section below, make sure to give me any advice on what my next video should be about. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.